Yo, we are back with an afternoon update. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe and welcome you to another episode. Josh and Isaac, we are in the building. Today we called everyone off guard, Josh. They're used to us
Yeah,
coming in the evening. Well, it's a
Be-
Friday, beautiful
Benjamin
Friday,
Sesko does
sunny.
that.
Sesko is turning up the heat. Things are running so fast and we couldn't help ourselves. Josh, what up, man? What's good? What's good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. Everything is good. We're looking at the real thing now of
The real
Benjamin
thing.
Sesko. The
Benjamin
real
Sesko.
thing coming soon, coming soon.
And a lot is happening, man. I'm so happy that things are moving so fast. In fact, but before we get into that, once again, guys, please do subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac, we are streaming live. Benjamin Sesko to Man United is really advanced, and it's quite it's quite exciting because we've been lacking and missing a striker for a while. I say lacking because we don't have a striker in Rasmus Højlund, much as he scored against Bournemouth. Well, to give you the 411, United are indeed advancing in their pursuit of Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, with reports indicating they've prioritized him as their top target for next season of this summer transfer window. Of course, we all know he's Slovenian, 20 years old, and he has merged as a key option for Manchester United, who are looking to boost or bolster their attack under Ruben Amorim. Of course, the club has held initial talks with Leipzig, Sesko's representatives as well. And of course, the player is reportedly interested in joining Manchester United. He favors a move to United than Newcastle. I'm sorry, Newcastle fans. I know it hurts because first it was Mbomo, then there was Matis Cunha. Now there was also Kitike. Liverpool took him. Now it's Benjamin Sesko. I know it hurts, but I know you can settle in so well, especially for a player like him who has turned down European competitions, Champions League, to a club that finished 15th last season and doesn't have any European competition this summer. Josh, I don't know. Tell me what you think.
Benjamin Sesko is the ideal player for Manchester United under this Ruben Amorim system because there's so many things that he can give to the team. He can play as a target man, and his presence is a physical presence. He's a guy that you would want to actually lead your line, and I appreciate the fact that Benjamin Sesko has played at the top level for over 4 to 5 years. He has a bit of experience in him, even if he's just 22 years old. So,
Yeah.
I'm a bit confident that Benjamin Sesko is the right player for this system of play. And there's a thing that we don't see too much about, we don't say enough about Benjamin Sesko's football, which is, I think, a priority for the manager to actually choose this player. Without the ball, Sesko commits to immediate counter pressing and is very aggressive in close spaces, especially if he has been dispossessed. And this is a thing that you want from the style that we play. You want the counter pressing to actually be very good. You have to win the ball before it gets to your midfield. You just have a midfield two, and one of the midfield two is actually a ball carrier and a central midfielder who actually is box to box. He might be caught out of his position every now and then, so the counter pressing can help. And if it starts with Sesko and is that committed to the immediate counter pressing, if he's dispossessed, it can help. And even pressing back towards his own goal in support of midfield teammates also helps that midfield too, because you have to work as a unit for this Ruben Amorim style of football to work. And if you keep pressing or defending for longer periods, you can force the ball into traps, so if Sesko say pushes the defender into a corner, then it gives us an opportunity for the other players to just be in the right positions to pick up this ball and maybe hurt the other team real quick. He's a proper center forward that I would love to join Manchester United and lead this Amorim side.
I can just say I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Again, I know Rasmus Højlund scored, but guys,
Oh
do
God!
not be do
Oh
not
God!
be do not be
I
swayed
hope
away. Don't
I
get it
hope he.
twisted.
I wished he even had scored thrice. So the deal is easier for RB Leipzig to actually get him in a swap deal.
In a swap, or even other clubs that are interested in getting him, acquiring his services. If he scores, I mean, his market
Yeah.
also
His
goes up,
stock
so
is
that would be
high.
great. So
Yeah,
that
because
he
for
gives.
me, when you talk about a guy like Rasmus Højlund coming off the bench to change a football game, I don't
Yeah,
see it happening. He does not have the right tools to make it happen. I mean, coming off the bench, no.
I don't think he's
So
the right
I
fit for
wouldn't
Man
keep
United
him.
as
I
well.
wouldn't keep him to compete with Sesko. I would rather the 17-year, the 19-year old, the 18-year old, and Joshua
Chido
Zagzi
Obi
compete
Martin.
with Sesko. Yeah,
Mm.
and
Once
let
again, guys,
Rasmus
please do
Højlund go.
subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac, Sports Jazz, everyone, please do subscribe. We are here with the Sesko news. Things are moving so fast.
By
He's
the way,
yep.
guys, please let's do subscribe, man.
I
Let's do
know, I know.
subscribe.
Let's see
Let's
to
help push
5K.
the
Let's
channel.
see. Let's see
Yeah,
to
let's
5K.
help push the channel, man.
Yeah. By the if there's any team that is right now frustrated, that should be Newcastle, Josh, because I mean, they are losing almost every target. Every they lost a ticket to Liverpool. They lost Cunha to Man United. They lost Mbomo. Actually, they were interested in Mbomo before Man United came in running, and they're losing. I don't know how it is, but it must be really frustrating for Newcastle fans. But anyway,
That
yes, they're
tells you a lot.
interested.
That
They're
tells you a lot
interested.
about getting
Uh,
your house in order.
they're interested. Of course, they are facing challenges. They are losing several transfer targets this summer window, and Leipzig are likely, by the way, just to demand in a range of around 64 to 78, including add-ons. £1 million, or you can say 75 to 90 million euros. Josh, of course, with the potential benchmark set by Ektike's transfer from German. I don't think these guys are going to go
No,
anywhere
they'll go
lesser than
down.
that.
They'll go down. We know how to negotiate,
You
even
think
if
they're
it
going to
takes.
budge?
Yeah, they'll budge. They'll budge. We're just waiting for Benjamin Sesko to actually clearly say that this is the club that he wants. Then
Yeah.
we shall legally maybe try to enforce the verbal
Mm,
agreement that was made with him earlier on in the season. That if he chose a club, if he picked a club of his choice, then
mm.
the club will be willing to let him go for 60 million euros. And yeah, 60 million to 70 million euros is a deal worth Benjamin Sesko's services at this point. I mean, it didn't light up the Bundesliga last season like Ekitike did. I mean, there's so many things that are different from the perspective of Ekitike's deal to Liverpool. And I think RB Leipzig should be happy taking 65 million pounds from United, and the deal should be sealed
Including
before the
add-ons.
last game. Yeah, no,
I,
add-ons. I don't care if the add-ons make it to 70 million euros, but yeah, they should be agreeing a deal of around 65 million pounds.
Okay. Well, what? You said euros. Okay, pounds. I do understand. What's the latest? Hi, Captain. Shout outs to you. What's good? What's good? It's been a while, Captain. Of course, United and Sesko are locking horns. Things are moving swiftly. Christopher Vivel is everywhere. It has his stamp and footprints and thumbprints. It's every his thumbprints are everywhere. So, hoping we close this very soon. Because I understand United's interest in rather is driven by Sesko's physical ability attributes, Josh. And of course, we all know he has scored around 39 goals in 87 appearances for Leipzig. And of course, he's also a potential long-term development. I think that's one of the reasons that's why the Man United bailed out of the Oli Watkins deal, being that he's 29, making 30 in December. And on top of that, he has a 60 million pound price tag. So that explains why they went in for a 22-year-old who they believe he's strong. He has pace. He's good in the air. I mean, he stands 6.5. So you can imagine him being in front of Mbomo, the likes of Bruno, the likes of Cunha, what it's going to be like. So it would be amazing for Man United to get a player like Benjamin Sesko. Alex, I see in the comment section, shout out to you, shout out to you. He says, welcome, home of champions, Manchester United. I believe that's what you mean. Please do subscribe, Alex. Do subscribe. Shout outs to you once
What
again.
up, Mirikoa?
Captain says Isaac bid has not yet been made, but Sesko has not yet said yes yet. Yeah, no, the bid has not yet been made, but I understand Leipzig is asking around 64 million pounds. Omar Berada, Wilcox, Vivel are doing everything to make sure they negotiate a much, not much lesser, but slightly lesser transfer fee. So it could be a bit challenging.
Unfavorable terms.
Exactly, in favorable times. But let's wait and see how things go. And yes, the player hasn't publicly said yes, but I think from the look of it, from what I understand, sources coming in are saying he has already made a choice from those that are close to him, and he's likely to choose, or he has already picked United over Newcastle, who are European. I mean, they have European competition next season. They're in the Champions League, you know. But I don't. Do you see how strong Manchester United? Do you see the aura about Manchester United, Josh? I mean, Cunha joined and signed before even the season ended, and we're dragging, fighting for relegation in the 15th position. Do you see how Bournemouth comes in and it's the same thing?
It's still there for United at Manchester United, and the thing is, we still have that magnetic pull of getting players because of who we are. But then again, for me, I believe that Ruben Amorim's project at Manchester United, along with the team of Ineos working behind the scenes, have actually made it very comfortable for the people who are hearing the prospects of what the project could be in a few years. So it's very interesting for these players to hear it from the manager and actually understand the manager. Our manager is a very good orator. I mean, I remember the time we missed out on Fabregas and Tony Cruz because Dave Moyes was the manager at United. They just didn't see how that was ever going to happen for them. But with this guy, maybe he's a very good orator, and he has one or two good things to say about the project that he intends to have at Manchester United, coupled with Ineos's vast experience in recruitment by guys like Christian Vivel. Then it makes it much easier for players to choose Manchester United, because now the three players that have been the two players that have been signed to Manchester United and the third, they all seem to be interested in playing for Manchester United.
And it's great news. It's great news.
It is very great news. I like a player to come and I like players who want to play for the club. I don't want a very decent player who they want to play the club and to play at the club, and it ends up like the way we did Angel Di Maria. I don't think Angel Di Maria was ready to play for Manchester United, because even that peak they took at when we were signing him, the guy looked like he was out of place. He looked like he had been forced to be there. And things happened so fast, and it didn't help that he was also robbed and all those things. So he had to leave the club. But I like players who want to be at Manchester United to actually be the players that are signed. And I think that Benjamin Sesko very soon will be a Manchester United player, because everything is pointing to Manchester United doing whatever it takes to sign Benjamin Sesko. I like the player. He combines well with the penetrative and fluid movements around him, creating and scoring off combinations with particularly complementary play. And when you have Matheus Cunha, Brandon Momo, and Bruno Fernandes, I mean, those are combinations he has to benefit from, because there's a lot of fluid movements there. And I think Amad Diallo will actually benefit from having a target man who is a bit fluid and good on his movements. So I think he's the ideal player for Manchester United, and not the Oli Watkins, who was hugely advertised as a better player, Premier League proven. I don't believe in all that rubbish, because Harry Maguire came to the club Premier League proven, but he's been a shot ever since he got here.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe. Yeah, let's get into the comment section back again. Tinsu earlier on said, I like Benjamin Sesko when he chooses United over Newcastle. Then he goes on to say, did you watch the game last rather the game against Bournemouth. All United
Yeah, we're gonna
players
get
were so
into
good,
that, boy.
especially Dogu. We're coming to that thing, so we will come back to this. I'm going to pin your comment. Then sorry, Gary. Shout outs to you, Gary. It's been a while. It's been a few days, man. You've been missing. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Then he says Newcastle turned down an official what?
Bid
Bid. Okay. Turned down
for
for who?
Isak. Yeah, for Isak.
Oh, from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Bro, I saw it's close to 140 million pounds, including
Yeah, they
add-ons.
should pay
That's the problem.
150.
They
You
should
don't
pay.
want to sell the player, and the player
You know,
wants to leave, and the club wants to buy. So, willing buyer, willing seller.
you
They
say
should
bid
pay
over 100.
150.
We're going to get into that. Then Teams also said about the midfielder. Josh, okay, let's first
We
talk
have
about this.
yes.
You know, Josh, you know, this is the topic. Let's talk about
I'm
this.
happy to. I'm happy to.
Let's talk about this.
Tinsu,
A lot of people
Tinsu,
are
please
coming
hear
in
me out,
saying,
yo.
a lot of people are coming suggesting, saying Man United should prioritize on signing Carlos Baleba. They are saying he's the perfect fit in the pivot alongside Bruno Fernandes. And yeah, a lot, it's picking up momentum. A lot of people, and it looks like Brighton is not willing to sell. And it's not true that it comes cheap, Josh. It's quite
Yeah, he
expensive from
didn't
what
come
I
cheap. He
understand.
didn't come cheap.
It's quite
No,
expensive. But
it's
I want
it's
you to
the
work.
salary. It's the
Okay,
wages that are comfortable because he earns less than 20K. So
Josh.
even when you give him 5-fold, he will
Before
just
you
be on
come to that,
100K.
Josh, before you, I
Yeah,
know you're about to open a pack of worms.
the
So when it
floodgates.
comes to Baleba, yeah. So I mean, I want you to explain to me, to everyone that is streaming, guys,
Oh,
please,
to answer
you know,
Tinsu.
to answer things to everyone that is watching, me as well. Why? Because you've always said no. He's described as a DM, very good player, but according to you, you say otherwise and you think otherwise about Baleba. You're not saying he's a bad player. You're saying he's a good player. Yes, he's a ball carrier and everything. He has the qualities, but you're saying if he comes to Man United, then you have to sacrifice Bruno Fernandes because he cannot do what Manuel Ugarte does. Josh, please, you have 2 minutes, Josh. Kindly, I'm going to help me explain why you think Baleba is
I
not the
think I
perfect
think
fit
I think
currently.
2 minutes is not a
Have a go at
very
it. Have a go
yeah,
at it.
but let me have a go at it. Tinsu, what about the defending midfielder? I think Manchester United already has the best defending midfielder we can have at the moment, given the situation that we are in. I just don't understand the growing interest in Manchester United fans to sign a player like Carlos Baleba, because for me, Carlos Baleba is not the ideal defensive midfielder that Manchester United needs. Manchester United today has Bruno Fernandes starting in a midfield too, and Bruno Fernandes, when you look at the qualities of the player, even when he's a very intelligent footballer, he's a ball carrier and he's more of a creative player, though he can play as a central midfielder, box to box. But when you sign Carlos Baleba is not a defensive midfielder. He's not a CDM. He is a central midfielder. When you look at the attributes that have attracted you to Carlos Baleba, they're not for him to actually it's not his tenacity, it's not his interceptions, it's the other things that he can do with the ball. I mean, he's very progressive on the ball. He carries the ball very well. He's physical. He does not lose the ball that often. His interceptions are good, but his tactical excuse me, his tactical positional awareness is not as good as the guy you have. Manuel Ugarte as a central defensive midfielder is very aggressive. He's tenacious and combative. He excels at winning back the ball really quickly. I mean, he has well-timed tackles. He has interceptions. I mean, he has a strong presence in front of the back line, particularly when opponents target the space between the lines. This is a thing that he has done over the years, and it has become second nature to him. He is also known for his ability to stay calm under pressure. I mean, you can say he makes very smart decisions on the pitch, but you can say that Manuel Ugarte is a press-resistant player. I mean, he is a guy who stays calm under pressure and he can ghost away from very tight spaces. But the thing that I choose Manu Ugarte over Carlos Baleba is the ability of Manu Ugarte to remain stationed in protecting the front, the back line, protecting the back line. His tactical positional awareness is unmatched. Carlos Baleba does not have the positional awareness that that Ugarte has to play as a central defensive midfielder. Don't get me wrong. If we did not have Bruno Fernandes playing in that midfield, I would choose for Carlos Baleba to be playing with Manu Ugarte in that midfield, because Carlos Baleba may offer much more physically and stuff like that in the Premier League to play as a central midfielder. For me, I actually relate Carlos Baleba's ability to maybe N'Golo Kante. N'Golo Kante is a player that we often call a defensive midfielder, but he never played as such as his starting position. It is okay. He was a defensive midfielder by virtue of what he did on a football pitch, but not ideally a starting position on the pitch. Because while he was at Leicester, Drinkwater was playing as his
As a
six.
DM.
While he
Yeah.
was at Chelsea, Matic was playing as a DM. I mean, while he was at France, there was a triumvirate of Pogba, Matuidi, Kante. There were players who were working together to actually make it work. So he never assumed this role on his own, and that maybe made him a better player, that it enabled him to do the things that he wanted to do as a central midfielder who snuffed at every chance, every danger that was exposing his team. So for me, Carlos Baleba is that player, and in a midfield too, I don't see him working alongside Bruno Fernandes. So we would stick with Manuel Ugarte. I think he would do
You know,
very well this season. And the
you
other
know, yeah.
thing is Kobe Mainu.
Mm.
I mean, you bring in Carlos Baleba right now. What are you doing to Kobe Mainu? Have you written him off? Because I think any other midfielder who is signed at Manchester United today writes off the opportunity for Kobe Mainu to make a claim
I think,
at a position in the team.
Josh, one thing I do agree with you is about Kobe Mino. This is his year. This is when he's supposed to make an impact. They're in negotiations of extending his contract. You know, I understand the wages he demanded are slightly higher than what United were expect, or rather than what United are supposed to be offering or
Ready to
giving
pay.
him. Yeah, but I can also say, going to Manuel Ugarte, I think people have their reservations about him because of how he performed last season, Josh. You know,
Yeah,
yes, we understand
which
it's
is
a new
very
league.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a new league. He was, there's adaptation and all that. Yes, the struggles, the injuries, and all that is, so, oh, of course, it comes all with everything. But he has Ugarte has somewhat turned up in the last recent games. He has showed that there's or rather he has improved, which is very good, and there's still room for improvement. He's already worked with the manager before in Portugal, before he moved to PSG. Now, for any fan out there, maybe they are calling for Baleba to join, or to have Ugarte dropped, or whatever the case is, because they have reservations about the player. Ugarte didn't perform so well, and they are
Nonetheless,
worried it's the same thing that might happen this time around.
I do hear you, but for
Because
me,
he
I
failed
believe that
when it comes to
that
ground
I
covering,
do.
George. I think Baleba does
Yes,
a better job.
no. Oh, he's good. He's good. He has the work rate, but so does Ugarte. Ugarte runs for fun. I mean, this guy has a work ethic. Actually, the things that Ugarte is good at is covering space. But I like the
I
fact
know
that
him
he's
for winning the
tactically
ball. If we don't
winning
have the
the
ball back,
ball.
I
Yeah,
like that.
winning the
Yeah.
ball. He wins back possession so easily. But I also like the fact that Manu Ugarte has a tactical positional awareness. If you saw in the few games that we played, especially the game that we played against West Ham, there was a
Yeah.
time that Ugarte would go with a man and then peel off. He would just look over his shoulder and look at the space where Kobe Mainu is and the space the midfield has left. He would peel off that player and stop pressing and pull back. And the 10, either of Cunha or Fernandez, would take up that space and press that player. Now, that comes with experience. That comes with knowledge of knowing your role, which I don't think that Carlos Baleba can do as a CDM. And for me, I do still believe that if we did sign Carlos Baleba at this point, he would be a square peg in a round hole. He would not fit playing with Bruno Fernandes.
With Bruno Fernandes. So in other words, if you sign Baleba, you let him play alongside Ugarte.
Ugarte, Kobe Maino,
You have to sacrifice
Casemiro.
Bruno Fernandes, but his
You have to
pivot with
sacrifice Bruno Fernandes.
Fernandes is not going to work
Yes,
out so well.
it's not going to work out. It might eventually do, but they're going to expose the weaknesses in each other. And I mean, Baleba is such a beautiful player to watch with the abilities that he has
Yeah.
at the moment. The ability to play as a central midfielder. He's a guy who is scoring goals. I don't want a CDM who is going to be on the score sheet in every game, because that means he's not playing his role. You understand what
Well,
I'm saying? I would
I
love
get,
for
I
him to
get.
score, but if I have a CDM who is scoring in each game, it means he's not doing his job very well. And remember, I have a midfield too. I don't have
Mhm.
three. I have a midfield too. And everything has to be very tight. The communication has to be so good that we don't give away those spaces. We shall be exposed. We are going to play teams next season that you will say Ruben Amorim is a bad manager because we have been exposed. But we are not going to be
Oh, yeah.
exposed because of the personnel. We shall be exposed because of the system. We must understand the system that we are playing to be able to actually benefit from it.
Thank you, Josh. Once again, guys, please do subscribe. Subscribe to Sports Jazz. Turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac, we are in the building. Shout outs to you, Tinsu, in the comment section. We're coming back to you. Gary earlier on. Alex was in. Captain. Shout out to everyone streaming. Please, guys, don't just watch. Subscribe. Let's hit the 5K. Let's hit the 5K. Josh, okay, yeah. I know why people interested in Baleba or are happy with Baleba. I mean, he's still young, 21 years old. By the way, he's from Cameroon, So I've seen also, I think, former Manchester United defender, Rio Ferdinand, who strongly advocated for the club to break the bank to sign Baleba. Josh, he described him as an ideal fit for Ruben Amorim's
Yeah, but
system. He also highlighted, by the way, Baleba's physicality and tactical awareness, the energy, and the Premier League
shocked.
experience. He said,
I was
I mean,
so
it could
shocked
do
that
so well.
Ferdinand
And
was
surprisingly,
saying all those
listen,
things.
he said he could be a long-term partner for a player like Kobe Mino, in Manchester United's midfield.
You see, that's sentiment, because by the time he skips Fernandes and Ugarte and he's talking about Kobe Mainu, it's sentiment. It's the player that he likes. He's talking about Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu could be sold by Man United for all I know, because it doesn't seem to be the guy who is cutting it. He's a talented player, but just like Baleba, he's a talented player who doesn't fit Manchester United. Kobe Mainu, is Kobe Mainu a defensive midfielder?
Well, I think at the
Is
beginning,
he an offensive midfielder?
See. I think at the beginning when he first played, everyone thought he could be a defensive midfielder, but I don't see him as a defensive midfielder.
That's who he
I see
was.
him as
That's
an
who
eight.
he was
I
growing
see him
up.
as an 8 to me, especially in
Exactly.
Amarim's system.
Growing up, he was that, but he doesn't have the energy to be a central midfielder in Amorim's team. Because as central midfielder, you need a lot of energy because you're only two midfielders in the
and
pitch.
he doesn't have the legs to run so fast. In Amorim's system, he could work in another system. The
in a three-man midfield
in the middle, it's okay.
Yes,
but the two
because there's
is
someone
different.
else carrying his. Yes, exactly. So he has to work a lot harder because he's a talented player, and you don't want to lose him. So you have to find ways on how to use him. I was a bit shocked that Ferdinand was strongly advocating for a player, and he didn't care where that player would fit in at Manchester United, because you want to give a manager a headache, and then you ask him, why are you not playing this guy? Why are you not playing the other guy? I mean, you want to have Carlos Baleba partner Fernandes in a midfield too. And for you, it is because they are very good players. You expect to win, as in there's no protection for the back line, because Carlos Baleba is going to get the ball and carry the ball forward. But we have a team that has Matias Cunha, that has Bruno Fernandes, that has Brian Mbeumo, that has Amad Diallo, that has Dogu, You understand? You
Fernandez,
see
yeah.
the number of ball carriers. Those are 6 ball carriers on the pitch. Then you need someone who is calm. You need someone who is going to stop the ball from running that fast. You need someone like Manu Ugarte who is going to just play a simple pass and bring
Well,
things down, and then you re-energize and do it again. You
let's get
just
back
don't
into
need Carlos Baleba to be
the,
carrying the ball
the
forward.
the comment section shortly. Once again, guys, please do subscribe. Josh and Isaac, subscribe to Sports Jazz. Let's have some fun. Get into the comment section. Let's talk and let's chat. Gary earlier on said, if Liverpool reach Newcastle's asking price for Isak, I have a feeling Sesko is going to Newcastle. Well, unless Sesko decides to, unless I don't know, but Newcastle would have to go out of their way to offer him very, very huge amounts. I know they are ready to meet Leipzig's asking price. They're ready to meet Sesko's, wages and everything, the agent fees and all that. They are ready. They're just waiting for a yes from Leipzig and the player to place in a bid. But the only thread that is still holding us is Christopher Vivel, who's doing a very good job speaking to Sesko
But
and his camp. They're
Gary,
selling him the project of Manchester United under Ruben Amorim. And Josh, I think let's not worry. I trust Omar Berada,
Gary,
Wilcock,
for
and
me,
Vivel.
no, but Gary has a point. You know that they have a lot of money, and if they give in 150, they can offer the guy the 200K a week. They can offer him things that United may not offer him. The only thing that we can do is get an answer from Benjamin Sesko now. Yeah, before that deal goes through.
Okay. The next one is, in my opinion, United should prioritize Javi Goreda. I'm sorry about the pronunciation. Ederson. I did say Carlos Baleba. I think he meant to say I didn't say. Let me see what he said down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say Baleba. He corrected it down in the next comment. He said Casemiro is good enough. Even I don't trust Manuel Ugarte. I've seen the midfield in Arsenal. I've seen the midfield in Arsenal and Chelsea, etc. Well, I don't. To be honest, I do not. Look, Casemiro is good, but he's aging, guys. To me, Josh, that's my opinion. Again, I keep saying he's not going to give you that run of 4 to 7 games, in a row. So you need
Yeah,
fresh
we are
blood,
playing one game a week.
especially. Yeah, why you think it will be okay? It will be fine.
Yeah, you'll be
There's time
fine.
to
We are
recover.
playing one game a week. One game a week. He's not even the starter.
Well, Tinsu goes on to say, I'm talking about defensive midfielder rather than central midfielder. I have a doubt in defensive midfielder. Have you seen the defensive midfielders or midfield in Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool? I think, Josh, by a mile right now, I know the other guys have Rodri, but I think KDB has left, De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal, I'm just saying in my opinion, unless otherwise, they look like they have the best midfield.
Zubimendi is their central defensive midfielder.
They have Zubimendi. They have
A guy, you're saying Casemiro is too old, but Casemiro run rings around him.
Josh,
I mean, he lost his mind.
They have Zubimendi. Yeah, that was, sometimes you have to listen. Maybe that was because he wasn't
around him. He just got
maybe
tired.
that was because he wasn't very good midfielders. But this time around, he has
Didn't have
Declan Rice around
Rice,
him.
huh?
He has Declan Rice around him. He has
I think
Martin
Chelsea
Odegaard
has a
around him.
better
So
midfield than
it's going
Arsenal.
Chelsea also has a very good midfield.
Because
they
when you have speaking of defensive midfielders, I would speak of Rodri. I would speak of Moses Caicedo. I would speak of maybe Amadou Onana. I would speak of there are not many. Adam Watton.
Yeah.
I would speak of Manu Ugarte.
No, come on, they are players. There's Sandro Tonali. I think he's a very good DM.
A CDM, I would. Tonali is also a CM, but he can play as a CDM.
Josh, he can play as a CDM and perfect.
Yeah, but he's a CM.
Yeah, but
he's a central midfielder.
In Newcastle, I've seen
they also
play.
You see, the systems of football today dictate how players are being used, and some clubs have chosen not to have the traditional CDM and have a bunch of central midfielders in midfield, and it works for them. Because when you look at what Chelsea does, they do have Moses Caicedo as the CDM, but they have Enzo Fernandez and maybe Romeo Lavia. These are also very, very, very good midfielders who could play as
Absolutely good players.
CDMs. But
Incredible players.
yeah, they're playing as central midfielders and they do the job quite well. When you look at Arsenal, they do have Declan Rice who can play as a CDM, but he's playing as a central midfielder. And now they've gotten a Zubimendi to play as a central defensive midfielder, who is quite different from your traditional defensive midfielder. This is the ilk of a player like Sergio Busquets. I mean, he's not one who is going to be destroying everything and stuff like that, but he's a player who is going to use his football intelligence to anticipate the places to be on the pitch, to make sure that he intercepts and cuts out these dangerous situations that would be coming Arsenal's ways. And he would also be a guy who can dictate the tempo of the game from deep and actually distribute the ball very well for players like Odegaard to run onto and the likes of Declan Rice.
Right.
I know that the Premier League is physical, so you would think that maybe he should be more physical to deal with the physicality of his opponents. But players like Declan Rice, who have lungs to spare, can actually help him out acclimatize.
Well, let's wait and let's wait and see. But Tinsu makes a point. Our midfield comparing
And
rather being
Liverpool has
compared to those guys.
Gravenberch.
You know, they have Gravenberch, they have McAllister. So
And McAllister. Now you see, McAllister can be a guy who controls the game, but then McAllister is playing as a central midfielder for Liverpool. Yes, and the way they do it is at least from last season, Sobosolai, Gravenberch, and McAllister, they all played as central midfielders, but the responsibility, much as it was with Gravenberch to be the CDM, the closest in that defensive moment was the DM, and more often than not, it turned out to be McAllister who was lungs to spare.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac, we are here. Sesko is in the works, guys. We are going to come back to that. But Josh, don't forget, we also have to get into the game. In the meantime, let's get into the comment section. Tinsu said I didn't have to trust Casemiro. Then Khadali, shout outs to you, brother.
Khadali, what up, bro?
Baleba. You see, Josh, he says I need Baleba and Adam Wharton.
Yeah, so he needs another team. He needs another team. He needs to get rid of Fernandez. He needs to get rid of Kobe Maino. He needs to get rid of Manu Ugarte and Casemiro.
For United, you mean, so you're saying for United to accommodate those players, you have to let go of the other players. But with Casemiro, it's understandable. Yes, to go. Yeah,
at least two.
Then he says Ugarte and Maino is the one now for Man United. Can you update about Baleba?
No, Baleba is not coming to United. It's just Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand and his vibes. But there's nothing there. We are not even interested in the player.
A quick one about the player's profile. Of course, he joined Brighton from Lille. That was for £26 million, Josh, or 30 million euros in 2023. Of course, he has currently emerged as one of the most promising young midfielders in the Premier League. He's made over 34 appearances last season, scoring his first 3 goals, in the Premier League, Josh. And also, Josh, by the way, he's an injury time winner. You remember that goal against West Ham, voted as the Premier League goal of the month, April. I'm just talking about the player. Come on.
Yeah, but the things the Premier League can pick out when they like a player.
He's versatile, Josh. He can also, by the way, make a shift as a centre back, Josh. So, I mean, but the best thing of all, Baleba, I think it's he's demonstrated well enough when it comes to his ball playing ability, and defensive nous. He's a very, very good player. I think that's why he's turning up. His name is popping up. Of course, yeah, Everton are not messing around. They did set his price tag is for around 80 to 100 million pounds, Josh. Brighton, sorry, apologies, Brighton. 80 to 100 million pounds. You know, in other words, 120 million euros. So I think that also reflects the importance of the player, you know, to the team, and comparisons to, in you know, in comparison to former currently Chelsea player, also midfielder Caicedo, because you remember he didn't go cheap as well, Josh.
Yeah.
Once again,
But
guys, please do subscribe.
I would love for United to have the player.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't think that he would be the right player for United now.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notification. Just let's talk about the game where United thrashed Bournemouth 4-1. An incredible game. Just before I come in, Dogo was on the score sheet. The kid, what's his name? Ethan was on the score sheet.
Ethan Williams,
Yeah. Then you had who else? You had someone else in
Amad Diallo.
Ahmad Diallo and Rasmus Hoyland. Josh, real quick, what do you
Yeah.
think about the game? I mean, what was your take?
It was really impressive. I liked the fact that Man United was playing in the manner that we were playing. At least the players look much more interested. The players look more resilient. The players look like they're determined and they're paying attention to the instructions of the manager. They pulled together. I liked the way that the team was working together, because for me, I saw that this new system that we are playing for the very first time, you could see the intensity is the only difference that has changed about the players, because it's the same players that we basically had last time, apart from even Diego Leon just came on. So it's the same players that we had last time, but the intensity was much more, the willingness to fight for each other, the understanding of the spaces and what to do on and off the ball was much better. I mean, you could see that on another day, maybe this team, if it drops on intensity, it's going to be exposed. Because I mean, the midfielders this time Bruno Fernandes played in midfield, and I was happy to see him in midfield. I continue to want him to play in midfield because I want Bruno Fernandes to nail down a role and not help other people, not be burdened by the tasks of other people, because I believe he will be a much better player if he's only orchestrating our offensive approach from his role, and not trying to play everyone's role, because then at sometimes he just gets lost on the pitch, and he just looks like a happy puppy. But the thing is, the way we set up was very good. I like the fact that Dogu is very enterprising. I was not fanciful of Dogu from the first game, even if he had showed signs of improvement. A guy like Dogu in that position, I want you to execute. I want you to have an assist, to score a goal, to do things like that, because you are the guy who is going to change the outlook of this team. The wing backs are very, very offensive. We can take a wing back to be caught out of position because we expect when you are on the other side of the pitch and you have the ball, you're going to make things happen for us. So we don't want you to get into those positions and you're not making things happen, because when you're caught out of position, we are going to suffer. But at least let us have it in mind that, okay, he's gotten to that position, and maybe he's going to create an opportunity for us. So that was very good. I like the back line of Lenny Yoro, Delict, and Heaven. Oh God, Heaven really looks like a proper player. He's ready to go. I mean, the guy just came on, but he's ready to play. His time is now. He's not waiting in the wings for a loan move or anything. No, he's just ready to go. Whenever his chance comes on, he plays like he's the guy they selected from the start. I like the midfield of Fernandes. I prefer Fernandes to play with Ugarte going forward than Fernandes playing with Casemiro. I know Casemiro offers a lot of control. When we play with Fernandes and Casemiro, there's a lot of control on the pitch. There's a lot of calmness with how we use the ball and stuff like that. But going forward, I prefer Ugarte to be playing with Fernandez in midfield. Then Rasmus Hoyland, yeah, kudos, Rasmus Hoyland. You got yourself in a position and you did score a goal. I mean, at least you scored a striker's goal this time. I mean, you got yourself in a position to score and you scored, and he looked very sharp on the day. He looked very sharp on the day. He has continued to improve. He looked also good against West Ham. Then he continued to look good. I like the flick that he did for Amad Diallo. How I wish Amad Diallo had just played him in real quick for him to maybe have a chance at goal. But yeah, the game we Man United was much ready. It looked much ready for where we are going than Bournemouth. Bournemouth looked jaded. We played them off the park from the start to finish. Even when the substitutions came on, there was not a real drop off. I mean, they just continued to ease into it and carry on. So for me, I believe that we are on course for a better season than we did have last season. I know it's early days. It's just 2 games into the preseason, but yeah. We are doing well. We are not doing badly at all. And we play Everton, then we shall play Fiorentina. I think Joshua Zakzi is out there hoping that he was involved in some way, because he's missed so far the 3 games of the preseason. He will miss also the Everton game, but I do hear that he's back in training along with Onana and Licha, Lisandro Martinez. I wish that Zakzi gets a look in, because I need everyone, especially the players who are playing at the front, to get a look in real quick. I hope that Benjamin Sesko is finalized before this preseason tour ends, so he can come and get used to the team. So yeah, he gets right off the bat when the season starts. I don't like players who come into the team and they take a whole 5 or 6 games before they are played. He should be brought back and he gets ready. Yeah. Yeah. Sports Jazz. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notifications bell, guys. Yeah, and there's news coming in about Donnarumma. Man United seems there's interest in there's rumors about Donnarumma joining Manchester United, but I do think that just like Tinsu asked here, yeah, but Tinsu, I don't believe there's any concrete news on Donnarumma joining Manchester United. I believe it is coming from his camp. There's really not a club that is going to. There's really not a big club that does not have a goalkeeper at the moment, apart from Manchester United. And I don't think Manchester United is in a position to match the wages of Donnarumma at the moment. That is why Manchester United is looking for a second-rate goalkeeper in its ranks, because the second-rate goalkeeper, with Onana being available, will not demand a lot of wages, so the deal will be able to do. And if you do have Donnarumma coming to the club, I mean, he's going to cost some bit of huge wages, and I don't think United is willing to pay that. So, I mean, much of the news about Donnarumma is coming from elsewhere. It's not even coming from French media outlets, because then you would say maybe they're trying to have Donnarumma sign a new deal, and they're using Manchester United as um, an opportunity for PSG to renew his contract, have a a bit of a bidding war and stuff like that. But yeah, there is not a likelihood that we shall sign Donnarumma. I think we shall continue to pursue Sané Lemons. Sané Lemons is affordable from Royal Antwerp. He's a guy who is affordable. There's not news on that front either. But the good thing is that Sané Lemons is willing to come to Manchester United. Royal Antwerp will not make it difficult. The only Man United is only weighing its options because we are locked in right now on the deal for Benjamin Sesko to come to Manchester United.
Josh,
Yeah, what up, bro?
sorry. I saw earlier you were talking about the game. I mean, if it's okay with you, we
Yeah,
can
no
fast
worries.
rewind it back, guys. Sorry about that. Once again, please do subscribe, everyone. Josh and Isaac, subscribe to Sports Jazz, please. Let's push the channel to 5K. Let's have some fun, more subscribers, more fun. Get into the comment section. Let's
We're
talk
just
football.
having
Let's talk Man United.
fun. We
Let's
don't
do the
care
Wiz
who
Khalifa, Snoop Dogg.
sees.
Just don't
And
smoke
just
anything.
young and wild and
Just don't smoke
free.
anything. That's what I mean to say. Anyway, yeah,
Smart
Josh, about
one,
the game.
smart one.
My my take about the game. Again, you remember right after the West Ham game, I was giving praise to Patrick Dogu, and you cooled it
Yeah,
off. You know,
yeah,
you poured
yeah,
water on
yeah,
it right away,
yeah, yeah.
instantly. But I
Yes.
think if after watching this game, you've seen the
He had
improvement, Josh.
me. Patrick Dogo had me because
You
the
know,
reason that I was putting it off was
mm,
you are improving, but you are not doing the right things that I want you to do. As a wing
mm,
forward, when you get in those positions, please execute, create an
I get.
assist, create a goal scoring opportunity, create a chance. You score for us a goal because we shall understand when they catch you off guard and maybe Martinelli is running right into your space and you're not there. And Luke Shaw, as the guy, by the way, who had a good game, he had a good game too. Luke Shaw, he's playing a left-sided centre back, is there to actually help you out as you return, but you return from success. You know, don't return from running around trying to get a corner kick, and no, at least attempt a cross, let the cross be caught out or something like that.
Well, I do understand. Again, Josh Dogu, I'm happy that at least now you finally agree that at least he's
Yeah,
improved.
but your
And
guy
I
also
actually
had a
think
good game. Luke
who
Shaw had a good game. Luke Shaw.
he had a fair game. He had a fair game.
And yeah, and he looks good.
He had a fair.
He's lean. He's lean.
Yeah, he had a fair go. Yeah, he knows now there's competition. Remember, Marim said right before the first game that there's competition. Look, show he's good. He even called him a world class player. I put that in quotes and everything.
No,
But he said
he is.
he has to
I know
know
you're
and he
mad
has
at
to keep
him, but
fit
he
this
was
season.
injured. You're mad at him for the injury.
Marim said he has to keep fit this season because there's competition, a lot of competition. So I'm happy if he's having a fair game and he's improving. Back to Dogu Josh. I think one of the reason or the reason as why I think Dogu looks much more better, especially in the preseason EPL summer series, is because maybe he finally has a place to play his game, Josh. I mean, that's because he's no longer sharing the left flank with Ganacho. You know, because those two failed to connect. Seriously speaking, that is because he's not sharing the left flank with one of the bomb squad Avenger freedom fighters, Josh, and that is
Yeah,
Ganacho. I
but
mean,
you see that
and
freedom
it's not hate
fighter.
on Ganacho, Josh. It's not hate on Ganacho. He's a
No,
natural wide
he was
winger.
not a is not it was
Oh,
not a right fit.
you
Actually,
know,
the
oh,
thing that you've just reminded me, the thing that Ferdinand says about Mo United should sign Carlos Baleba, it's like me saying right now that United should sign Nico Williams.
mm, mm,
Because he's a good player and what, or Rafael Leao.
mm.
Much as these guys are good players, they're not a right fit. Those are guys who are going to come and hug the touchline. And we don't want guys to hug the touchline because we need Dogu to come into
Mm,
that space.
I get.
We need Amad Diallo to occupy that space. So we need you to be an inside 10.
Yeah, Josh, I was saying it's not hate on Ganacho. He's a natural wide winger. I mean, always looking to take on defenders. He cuts inside to shoot, try all that. But I think it's because of that he rarely combines, or he failed to align with Dogo. I mean, that left side was a problem, Josh. I mean, creating space for fullback, like for a fullback like Dogo, was a problem for Ganacho. That's why I actually think maybe it's the system. He also doesn't fit into the system, the Amarim system, 3-4-2-1. Josh, I mean, because I remember Ganacho is a winger, Josh. He lives to run at fullbacks. He wants the ball in the final third. He wants to shoot, and I don't see him too much of like he's not to be in a link up, the build up when it comes to that.
Headless chicken.
You know, that style, Josh. That is not his style of thing. Yet, if you're playing with a player like Dogu, you have to know, especially with the wing backs, you have to the left wing back, Josh has to know that Cunha is there as the left wing forward and is waiting on him, because if he falls behind, Cunha is also going to drop back. If he goes forward, Cunha is also going to attack. He's going to carry the ball forward. So, and with Ganacho and Dogu, I think that completely failed, Josh. And now with the 210s deployed, Cunha, you have Umbomo. I think it's going to be easy, Josh. I mean, the defenders are going to be forced to track, to run, and it's a good thing. And that is going to allow Dogu to do his overlappings, create outs. Then, he falls back, just like he's doing in the preseason. So, I insist, I think maybe he failed to align with Ganacho on that left side flank. That's why he had to leave, Josh.
And Dogu is going to
Not
have
leave,
a lot
sorry.
of
That's
fun.
why he didn't perform so well. And yes, you're right. This time around, the dog is really going to have fun, because he didn't come to
Yeah,
United just to warm the bench, and he came to cook, and he's already now
he's going
doing
to
that.
cook because Matthias Cunha is a cooker,
He's a
a real
cooker,
cooker.
and he was written off way too quickly, Josh, after joining United in
Who?
January.
Who?
Dogu, that
Who
includes
wrote
you.
him off?
People said he wasn't ready.
Yeah, he wasn't.
You say that, Josh,
No, no,
yourself. I
no, no.
remember that in
Actually,
that other stream.
no. By the way, that guy came to Man United and played very well. He won over. He won us over. It's
Mhm.
until that red card against Wolves that his game changed. So for me, quickly, I didn't write him off. I gave the boy benefit of doubt. I just said the situation has just become too difficult for him at United at the moment. I mean, he's in a new country. He has come. He has just started playing well and stuff like that. He's gone back home. He's gotten a red card, and there's maybe things that are messing with his head. That guy was so poor. That guy
I
could
mean,
not pass a ball.
the
The guy
game.
we had seen who could pass a ball previously could no longer make a 5-yard pass.
I get, Josh. I do understand, but anyway, let's hope that changes. Let's hope he improves. I mean, because a goal and an assist, Josh. What a dominant display he had
An
against
assist with his
Bournemouth.
weaker foot.
I know, against Bournemouth, easily our best player so far, Josh. To me, okay, my best player for me, Josh, in this current preseason. He's playing like a man with a point to prove. Remember now, Diego Leon is around, and Diego Leon told you guys, "I'm not
Yeah,
coming to
I
warm
ain't
the
going
bench.
nowhere,
I
man.
just need a few games in the preseason, and I'm ready to hit the ground
And
running."
believe you
So
me,
Dog is doing this right thing. He's
believe you
being
me,
fearless on the ball,
the kid,
aggressive off it.
the kid almost had an assist. I don't know if that assist is given to him of Ethan
Did you see that
Williams.
meme? Did you see that meme? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The one that Ganacho did because, sorry, Ugarte did because he tripped and he got
Yeah,
up by,
Diego Leon.
yeah, Diego Leon. But yeah, Josh, yeah, I think Dogu now knows he has competition, so he's
Wait,
fearless,
that kid,
aggressive off the ball, and he
that
looks like he's fully locked into Amarim's pressing system.
oh yeah,
Because
oh yeah,
Bournemouth had no answers for him.
yeah.
They were not even close. So I mean, what a game he had! What a game he had! Um, he was fantastic, Josh. I think, yeah, you've talked about everything, Josh. I like how the team is kind of gelling. It's like with the preseason now, they're understanding what the manager wants, and it's a good thing. Bournemouth is not an easy team to beat. They bullied us last season. They've been a bit of a bullies. We've been bullied by any team, every
Yeah, but
team.
they were poor. They
They
were
were poor.
poor.
That's true, Josh. They were poor, and the manager said, okay,
Mm.
this is the Man United that everyone wants to see. It looks like they are back. They understand their manager. They understand what what Amorim wants of them, especially when in regards to the system, the way they are supposed to play.
Yeah,
We were
yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
poor,
That
and United are
you could
looking
easily
very, very
see.
sharp.
Yeah, you could easily see a coached team.
Yeah, you could see that.
But
How about
now, if
Mount's
your
pressing, Josh?
if your boom toucher squad guy was there, huh, your boom toucher squad guy would be throwing arms in the air, saying over his back is what?
Mm. It's I wanted to show something, Josh. I don't know whether it will be possible. Let me put this up on
What were you
screen before
saying
we sit down.
about who?
No, no, I wanted to show you something. Let me put this up on screen real quick.
We
Uh,
just having
Look at this.
fun. We don't care who see.
Look at this, Josh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I saw that. Oh
You see
yeah,
this?
nice.
I don't know
And
whether people have a picture of this.
do you
I don't
know
know whether
what
they
that
get.
is now?
Mm-mm,
They say Ruben Amorim is too rigid.
mm-hmm.
That's a 4-4-2 formation.
No, to me it looks like a 4-3-3.
No,
It's a
there's
4-4-2. It's a
there's
4-4-2.
one,
Yeah,
two,
because
three,
Togo,
four.
Bruno,
There's
Casemiro, Ahmad,
Mount and
then
Hoyland.
Hoyland and
Then
Mount. Yeah,
there's
yeah,
Seko
yeah.
here. You
Yeah,
see?
it can be a 4-4-2. It can be a 4-3-3.
Yes, but you see that those are deliberate things on the pitch in
Mm,
certain spells. Now, if the players can understand to do that on the pitch, then
mm.
you have and imagine we are the ones on the ball.
Yep,
It's United on the ball. So
correct.
we've changed into that phase of the game. But you see where Casemiro is and where Bruno is, not
Yeah.
so far from each other. You see where Ahmad is to make sure that there's bodies for the ball to be played into them. You see where
Mm-hmm.
Dogu is and where Mount is.
Dogo aligning with Shaw, the other side on the left.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
bro. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see. I
it's
hope that
beautiful.
we can take this to Arsenal and they do their corners.
By the way, that was from a gentleman called Confused United on X. I hope he doesn't get confused. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the
It
notifications, Josh.
wasn't from him though.
Let me turn on just real quick, just something that I wanted to share in regards to. I wanted to read about what Fabrizio Romano said, but I think we shall get into that earlier. But real quick, I want to say something. I want to show this news coming in is Newcastle might be shifting to Ollie Watkins. Let me put that on screen.
Yay! Let them go get Oli.
Let them go get Oli, man. And it looks like they failed. They are losing their targets, their transfer targets. It's quite disappointing. And as
Their
if
their
you're a
house is
Newcastle
not
fan,
organized.
yeah, their house is not organized. Breaking United exclusive on X. Cadets of Craig Hope says Newcastle are
Craig
likely to make
Hope.
a move. Yep, Newcastle. Josh, come on, man. Newcastle are likely to make a move for Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins. Talks also remain over going for a deal over Brentford's Wissa. Sesko was their top target, but United now have made a move for the Slovenian. There you go, Josh. It's a very
There's
good
very
stuff.
little hope in Craig Hope, bro.
Guys, I think we are not going to go past that. Sports Jazz, please do subscribe, everyone. Subscribe, turn on the notifications. Don't just watch, share the stream, get into the comment section. Let's talk football. Let's talk United, the struggles, the wins, and tell us what you think about next season. We will wrap up the transfer window. Let's wait and see if we get Sesko done, Josh. I have a feeling we might get a keeper or a midfielder. I'm not sure which one it is.
A keeper.
I'm not sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure what they are going to prioritize
I
next.
go
But
for a
after
keeper. I go
prioritizing
for
on
a keeper. That's a
on forward
priority.
on the number 9,
We don't need a new midfielder.
I
We
don't
need
know
a
who
new
United
keeper.
is going to sign, but yes, they need to address the goalkeeping situation because it doesn't look good. I do
I
not
know.
trust Onana. I do not trust
I
Andre
know.
Onana at all. In fact,
Imagine
as you pointed
I
out,
had
Tim
comfort in
Hutton,
Tim Heaton.
third choice keeper at Man United, the grandpa of goalkeepers at Man United, is having a better preseason. He's doing so well, and it's quite embarrassing. So I do not trust Onana at all. I don't trust Bainda, not that I also trust Heaton, but he's doing better than them also. I don't know what United is doing. They need to go for that 23-year-old Belgian Royal Antwerp player, the goalkeeping keeper. What's his name? Lamens? They need to go for
Yeah,
that keeper as soon as possible. Seriously.
and you had better hope he's good.
No, 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 no. He's okay, Josh. He's good. I actually think, and he's just
Will
23
be as
years
good
old,
as
Josh.
Onana.
Yeah. And there's Nick
By the
Pope,
way, no,
Josh.
United is not an academy. We are buying players to be
No,
ready
23
now.
years old is not very young, Josh.
Auntie, no, you say the way you're saying that, hey, remember it's 23 years, like you're giving him room to come and be Onana.
Mhm.
We don't need him to come and mess up that he's 23 years old.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh and Isaac, a lot more news coming in later on in the evening. Please subscribe, turn on the notifications, all notifications for Sports Jazz. We are currently signing out. Stay locked. Peace and bless. We are out. Sports Jazz.